Are you having a hard time feeling any NoFap benefits? Well, today we are going to go through a checklist with what could be the reasons for that. Scandinavian Bob here, hi. Yeah, a real voice and person behind this video, who has been involved in the porn addiction community for 13 years now and helped hundreds of guys quit for good. So, if you don't like all these fake AI videos out there, consider subscribing. Now, before we start, keep in mind that life is complex and these are by no means all the possible reasons. And also, since life is not black and white, for you there could be a combination of these. Number 1. You're still in a flat line. Yes, the flat line happens to people who have developed at least some form of addiction-related brain changes and are now quitting adult sites. And even if the flat line is mostly characterized with a complete lack of libido, there can also be lower motivation, drive, and generally diminished positive emotions. So, of course, it can be harder to notice any NoFap benefits then. And if you think about it, the libido is the strongest force in human nature. So if that one is temporarily out of whack, of course you can't expect to get the strongest of those benefits then either. And this is especially true when it comes to the attraction benefits. And since the dopamine system takes time to recover, when it comes to addictions, flatline or not, you may perhaps just need more time. Number 2. You have another addiction going on. If you are certain that you have overcome your addiction to adult sites, but you still don't feel any benefits, then you have to be brutally honest and ask yourself, do I have any other addictions that are hammering my dopamine system? For example, when I dig a bit deeper with some of my clients, I find that some of them drink quite a lot of alcohol, and many of them seem to be in denial about having any kind of problem with it. And of course, this can be true with many things, not just alcohol, junk food, weed, video games, social media and other drugs, and on and on and on. And here's the nasty part. Even if you don't fit the criteria of being addicted to whatever other things you may be thinking of here now, overconsumption of supernormal stimuli in general can really hold you back when it comes to the NoFap benefits. You see, your brain is especially sensitive in the beginning of your PMO reboot, when your dopamine receptors are just about to recover. So this is why I so often talk about the importance of having a healthy lifestyle as well. A good experiment to do for you if you don't feel any benefits is to try a 30-day super healthy lifestyle. Almost like a 30-day dopamine detox, although maybe not that extreme, but where you really eat super clean, exercise, skip all social media and drastically reduce video games. Try it out for 30 days and then if that helps you, at least then you know that it was overstimulation of dopamine in your case that held you back. Number 3, you are depressed. Now, this one can be a bit of a catch-22 because flatline and withdrawals can cause depression, but depression can then also cause the flatline to be deeper and longer. And if you're really down, then obviously the NoFap benefits will not be there either. At least not as strong as they could be. As I said, this one can be a bit tricky, but it's still one possibility to keep in mind because if depression is the root cause, then professional help could be needed. Number 4. You have no purpose in life. If you completely lack purpose, aim, or direction in life, then you need to start working on figuring out something to do. Now, it's not like you need to have a burning desire and know with 100% certainty that this is what I'm put on this earth to be doing. Don't fucking listen to those YouTubers telling you that, as they don't know shit. However, you do need to find something that you can keep working on and excelling in. And then guess what? Even if you're not feeling that extreme burning desire, it can start growing on you after a while, which in that case is great. Or then after a while you'll figure out another thing a bit related to it. The point is, you can't just do NoFap without having anything else in life. Number 5, your life is messy in general. Now this one is related to number 2, but it is so important that we can dive a bit deeper here. Be honest with yourself here now. Is the only thing you're really looking forward to in your day-to-day life, having your coffee breaks where you get to eat a couple of donuts, or you playing video games, or those relaxing 3 bottles of beer after work, or those online poker sessions. Now, I am not saying that one can't do those in moderation, and there's certainly nothing wrong with looking forward to it if you do. But all of those have one thing in common: instant pleasure without having to put in any effort first. And listen up now. If you cannot find anything else to look forward to in your life, you better start looking hard and quick, because you cannot build a good life long term with just low-value dopamine stuff. Your joy and happiness and the things you look forward to cannot only be grounded in those things. Remember, as Andrew Huberman, the professor of neuroscience, says, pleasure without effort will destroy you in the long run. And also remember what I said, that in the beginning of your PMO reboot, when we want to recover our dopamine receptors, it may very well be that we need to be even more careful with those instant pleasure things. Now, if you want to know how long your whole reboot is going to take, not just the flat line, but the total whole length of your reboot, then I have made a PMO recovery time estimator that you can use for free should you be interested. The estimator will ask you a few questions about your history of use to make the answer more exact. And if you're interested, you can try it out right now. But even with the questions there, you have to understand that the answer you get may still not be accurate for you, because the recovery time is quite different from person to person, even amongst those who have the exact same history of use. But the software in the estimator is built from averages in several different categories. So if you were to belong to the average group, which you unfortunately cannot know until after your reboot, then the estimator would actually be pretty accurate. So just as long as you understand to take the result with a big grain of salt, you are allowed to use it. And you can find a link to that estimator under this video. And oh hey guys, take a look at the video you can see on the screen right here if you want to know the 3 worst side effects of corn addiction, and then see if you recognize yourself in any of them. Just take a look right now and you'll see what I mean. This is Scandinavian Bob signing out for today. Consider subscribing for more, and I'll see you in the next one.